Just shut up, dude. Doesn't have to say anything.
So I can smell a little alcohol coming from your breath.
No.
I can.
I drink Coke.
Okay, so can you do me a favor and put the tap down? Okay, because we're having a conversation.
Yes.
So I'm telling you right now,
No.
you're getting out of the car, okay?
No.
That's a mistake, right? If they're ordering you out of the car, you gotta get out of the car.
If you guys touch me, you guys gonna lose your job.
Let go of the seatbelt. No!
All right, guys, we're back with another reaction here. I'm told that this one is a DUI type arrest, which is fun for me. But I have not seen this video before. I don't know what it is. You will get my honest to God reaction, right or wrong, whatever you think. Let me know in the comments.
Hey, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Okay, Officer Zelinsky, Crystal Lake Police. Can you turn on the music a little bit?
Crystal Lake?
Okay, thank you.
Crystal Lake, Illinois? Illinois? It's not Illinois. It's Illinois, people. I don't know. Let's see. I know Crystal Lake well.
Do you have your driver's license and your insurance, please?
Why you stop me?
I stopped you because you were swerving. Is there any reason why you're all over the road?
I ate him.
Okay.
I'm not on the road.
If what?
I'm not on the road.
I can't hear what you're saying. Thank you. Can you repeat yourself, sir? Can you repeat what you said?
I wasn't over the road.
You were all over the road.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I was next to you. Are you looking for your insurance?
Oh, it is an Illinois
Okay.
driver's license.
Any alcohol or drugs tonight?
No.
Okay. You haven't drank any alcohol?
No.
Okay. Do you mind if I reach in your car? Is that okay?
Huh?
Can I reach inside the car? Is that okay?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to keep my hand out here and you can hand the insurance to me like this. Because I still need to see the insurance. Can I reach inside the car to get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was eating, so I was up on my bed.
So I can understand that why you're eating, okay. But there's no reason to be swerving all over the road. Do you agree with me? Okay. All right. You're gonna stay with my partner for a second. I'm gonna walk around the side of you.
All right, so just off the top, I want to just acknowledge that this video is edited. Somebody edited, there's a bunch of cuts, right? It's not just one smooth, full body worn camera. They added some text at the bottom. Not saying it's edited right or wrong. We didn't edit it. I'm just acknowledging it because so many times in the comments, people are like, you failed to see whatever. I'm like, dude, that's not the version I saw, right? I'm just watching videos on the internet here and reacting. So let's see. I do think it's Illinois. I mean, Crystal Lake, Illinois is not an area that we cover, but it's not far. Like I could drive there from here. I could, and be there in 45 minutes, right? So it's not an area we cover. But I have been to their courthouse in the past, and I've been to the town many, many times. So that's always fun. In terms of the stop, I don't know why they stopped them. Kind of a busy road. I'm going to guess like Route 31 or something like that. Randall Road. And the cop comes up to the passenger side and, does all the normal stuff, right? Just pulled you over for swerving, so I guess we do know why they pulled him over. Guy seems to have an accent, but he also does kind of appear to be like thick-tongued, they say. That's the word they write in these reports. Thick-tongued, slurred speech. So we'll see where this goes. Yeah.
And then sometimes I can't tell.
It's a good question, and that's just something the officer needs to assess in the moment either. We're going to assume the officer doesn't know this guy's never spoken with him before. Officers making that assumption too, and it's tough, right? I mean, you sort of feel for somebody who English is their second language or whatever, right? Because it's just an interpretation, and officer gets a lot of leeway to say like that was my interpretation at the time. It was a reasonable interpretation, right? Is sort of the standard for the officer. So yeah, there's no perfect answer on that.
So it can be used as it can be a disadvantage.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it can be the officer's. It's not a basis to arrest the guy, right? That's not typically enough. It's not enough, right? But it can warrant a further investigation and keeping him there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would say if the officer, if you were getting her head right now or writing in the report that's like, yeah, observed thick tongue, slurred speech, evasive answers, conflicting answers, confusing answers, maybe some divided attention tests, like where you're getting this thing and she's asking you questions, you're like, what? That's divided attention. You're dealing with your paperwork. Can you answer those questions, separate questions that they're asking you? That's a divided attention test, and absolutely, it's literally written into the manual for an officer to pay attention, conduct those divided attention tests and see the quality of the answers. So again, and could English not being your first language affect that? Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's no perfect answer on this. It's just officer gets a lot of leeway. I mean, obviously, if they're unreasonable and it's ridiculous and everyone's jumping it up and down, being like that officer's a, racist and reaching conclusions that they shouldn't have, well, then of course you can make that argument in court. But this so far, I wouldn't be putting on a motion to say that like this officer's out of bounds or over the line.
Evaristo, can I have your driver's license? You gave me your ID card.
Sorry.
Where are you coming from?
Good.
And where do you work?
In Melbourne.
And where?
Melbourne.
Well, I know, but what do you do for work?
I'm working with that.
You work on the dock? Okay. So I can smell a little alcohol coming from your breath.
No.
I can.
No.
I can.
I drink Coke.
No, I can smell alcohol coming from your breath. Okay. Is there something in do you have beer in the cooler or alcohol in the cooler? Okay. Is it okay if I look?
Yeah.
It's okay if we look through your car to see if there's any alcohol in the car or illegal drugs?
No.
So yes or no?
No.
It's not okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me how many drinks you've had today?
I don't have any drinks.
Okay, so Evaristo. Okay, so this is the deal. I can smell. Yeah, do me a favor. Don't stop. I'm behind a police officer en route. I'm sorry. Okay, so can you do me a favor and put the taco down? Okay, because we're having a conversation.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
All right, let's pause there. I mean, the eating the taco part, I would not eat while interacting with the officer, probably, right? But short of that, like, he's answering these questions right. Like, I have no idea if this guy drank. But he probably shouldn't offer it up, right? If he did. And he's saying, no, sure, the officer can smell. You can't smell it on camera, right? And guess what, guys? I'm not calling this officer a liar, but judges, people, prosecutors certainly know that just because they think they smell something, it's not foolproof, right? Let's put it that way. So I think he's doing the right thing here, by and large. Now the taco thing is funny, right? Like, get the show on, right? They'll eat a taco, but if you're a prosecutor, you are arguing that he is actively covering up that smell of alcohol, right? That's what you're arguing if you're the prosecutor. So yeah, all these things get to the question earlier, like, does that matter? Yes, it all matters. And because there's no arrest at this point, the question is much lower. Not did they have enough to arrest him? We're not there yet. The question is there enough to prolong this traffic stop, right? Because the alternative was to give him a ticket and let him be on his way. But they didn't do that. They've prolonged this. They're asking to get in a cooler and where you're coming from and let me see all this stuff and repeatedly asking them the same line of questioning. So they've prolonged the traffic stop. Is that valid? Is that justified here? And again, I think, yeah, based on sort of some of the unintelligible speech, the swerving, what the officer says is an odor of alcohol. Yeah, I think that, if you're a judge, you're going to allow this questioning to occur. If you're making a ruling on this, still doesn't mean they have enough to arrest him at this point, and it's getting harder and harder to keep justifying this line of questioning without further action because he's answered it the right way. He said, no, you didn't. Drinking Coke.
Can you please put the food down and speak with me? Okay. I'm gonna ask you one more time to be honest with me, okay? How much alcohol have you had tonight, Evaristo?
Nothing.
Okay, you're gonna lie to me?
No.
Okay. So,
No.
this is the deal. You're not saying no. You're not saying no. Unlock your door. CCOM Chris Lake.
No.
201.
No.
Copy a name.
No to that.
Sir?
Sir, we're just trying to do an investigation here.
No, you don't do investigation. You give me a ticket while you guys put me over and sit. I just drive here and stop and see my friend in Crystal Lake and I get some food.
Okay, you stopped to see your friend in Crystal Lake. What did you and your friend do?
Nothing.
How many drinks did you have with your friend?
Nothing. No drink.
Okay, then it shouldn't be a big deal having a conversation, right?
This officer does not have enough to make an arrest right now. But they're certainly trying. And they got their suspicions, and whether you think this is right or wrong, I'm not the judge. But I'm going to break it down for you and tell you that these officers do not have enough. And so they're just begging, and they're trying, they're tricking, right? If you want to call it that. Asking the same question over and over again, bringing in the other officer to ask other questions, digging down deeper. Where are you coming from? What are you doing? What'd you do with your friend, right? Why are you facing this direction? Instead, if you're coming from Crystal Lake, they're going to try to turn you around and spin and make your story seem less credible. There's so many tactics here. And he doesn't have to answer any of them. None. He has to get out of the car if they tell him that. They have to give him his name, give him his driver's license, but he doesn't have to answer any of this. And so everyone asks, how do you do that? Because aren't I going to be rude to the officer? Yes. Are they maybe going to arrest me anyways? Yes. But get over that and just simply say, officer, I'm not answering any more questions. And then their tactic of repeatedly asking you questions goes out the window. And at this moment, they do not have enough for a DUI arrest, at least not a good one, right? So he can choose to shut this down, or he can choose to keep sort of engaging in their tactic.
Well, you guys
Let's
make
see what he
it-
does.
You say I driving all over because I was
Doesn't need to
open
say
my
it.
bag and
Doesn't
I
need to
was
say
doing
it.
something. That's all.
And that can be an explanation, but will you look at me, sir? Will you look at me? I can see your eyes are glassy and they're red, okay? And I can smell.
This police report, especially because it's in Illinois, I promise you, says bloodshot, glassy eyes with a strong odor of alcohol emanating from the driver's breath. Word for word. I mean, essentially, I haven't seen it, but that's what they say. That's what they say. This cop's going through all the tactics. They're trying to get an basis for the stop. They're trying to get an admission. They're trying to find open alcohol. They're trying to get some admission. They're trying to bend the story to say that it's confusion and the timeline doesn't add up, right? Maybe they asked it and it got caught. Maybe they'll ask it later, but when did he get off work? Where did he go? Where was his friend? Why is he driving southbound on Route 14 when he came from his friend who's northbound, right? All those things, and you start going like, none of it needs to be engaged in.
Alcohol.
No.
Okay, so if you're telling me no, then I'm gonna have you step out of the car. We're gonna talk about it. Okay, sir, I don't think you understand.
That's a mistake, right? Like that's what I thought he did earlier, but I wasn't quite sure. If they're ordering you out of the car, you got to get out of the car, right? And the way they usually do it is to try to play nice, to say, you told me you didn't drink. I just want to make sure you're okay to drive. I'll let you be on your way, right? But that's the best version of that. That happens 1% of the time version of it, right? The other 99%, you give them evidence and you get arrested. Especially with a cop here who's looking so damn hard to find evidence to make this DUI arrest.
I'm asking you nicely right
I'm gonna
now.
call my boss. My boss is a lawyer.
I don't want you to call your boss.
I'm gonna call my
Okay,
boss.
we're not gonna
Not
do
entitled
this.
to
I'm gonna tell
Okay.
him that you guys pulled me over.
Listen to me.
Sir,
Listen to me.
You want me
Okay.
to call my boss?
Listen to
we
me.
want to have a conversation with you right here. We need to make sure that you're okay to
I'm
drive.
okay.
No,
Okay, if it,
but
I'm okay. I was all over the road because I was trying to leave. That's all.
right now.
That's all.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm fine to go home.
Okay, I can understand that, but
Fine.
I cannot I need to have a conversation with you
Yeah,
outside
you
of the
are.
car.
No,
Okay.
I'm not going outside my car.
Okay.
That is not a conversation. Be clear about this. Conversation does not, I mean, that doesn't even make sense, right? When you pause and think about it. They're having a conversation right now. Plus, there's no legal requirement that he engage in conversation with her. She's getting him out of the car to do field sobriety tests. Even before field sobriety tests, there are so many clues that these officers are trained in, and they're written into the report about, using the door as a crutch when getting out of the car, right? Well, then since he did that, right, he's uneasy on his feet, right? And that gets in the report. Just even the way you're standing there when you're talking, are you swaying, right? Missed steps. Even the way they have you walk back to their car, right, is going to be on video. They're going to capture that, and they're going to comment. If there's any sort of misstep, no pun intended, they will. That'll be noted in the report for sure. So it's not to have a conversation, but if they order you out of the car, you got to get out of the car. I mean, just legally speaking, they can order you out of the vehicle.
I'm
So-
gonna call my boss right now,
So
and
so
I told
so this
him
is
that you guys pulled me over.
so this is how it goes, okay? I'm a police officer.
I know you are
Okay.
a police
And
officer.
and I can ask anybody to exit their vehicle, okay, and they have to comply with my request. Do you understand? I'm trying to be nice right now and patient with you because I'm on the side of Route 14.
I got
So they put Pennsylvania v. Mims. It has to be ordered out of the car. I said that, right? And reasonable and permissible under the Fourth Amendment, right? So yes, that is true. Has to be an order to get out of the car. So, you can are you ordering me out of the car? You see people do that, right? Yes. Okay. Now that took care of that portion of it. Was it reasonable and permissible? That's a judgment call. At least here in Illinois, and this is an Illinois case, that answer is going to be yes on this one. I feel pretty confident in that. Now, again, it's not to make an arrest. We're not talking about that. We're talking about they have enough to order him out of the car. Yeah. I mean, you can comment certainly that it's unreasonable or it shouldn't be permissible or I'm a bootlicker or whatever the other things you say are. That's your opinion and that's fine. And it's not even my opinion, my personal opinion that it's reasonable and permissible. It's my legal opinion that this would be found more likely than not to be reasonable and permissible just to get him out of the car. That's where I'm at so far in this.
over for the police, and they give him a hard time to me.
Sir, I don't know if you're his attorney or not, but I'm requesting him step out of the vehicle
No,
right
I
now,
know
and
we're
he's
not
not
out of
and
the
he's
vehicle,
not
no.
complying with me. So if he's your friend, maybe you can talk him into making a better choice right about now. So I'm gonna give you.
And this guy just pulled me over because I was reaching my bag. I get food from Taco Bell, and don't touch my
Sir,
car.
stop.
No, you guys
Okay.
cannot take me out.
So
and
I'm
stuff.
telling you right now.
No.
You're getting out of the car. Okay. You are getting out of the
You
car.
got a warrant?
I don't
We
need
don't
a
need a warrant
warrant
to
to have
be
you
able
get
to
out of the
afford
car.
this.
I'm not getting out of the car.
I need you to
No.
exit the vehicle.
No,
Please
I'm
don't
not.
make me put my hands on you.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're making
No.
something.
You can lose your job if you touch me.
You are making
No.
something much more
I don't care.
complicated. Okay.
I don't care. I
So-
know that my rights.
So.
No, I'm not getting out of the car.
So you're complicating the situation, okay? You're making it much more complicated, okay? Do you understand me?
So I don't know if you want to help me and come over and talk to these guys because these guys are very
The subject's
bad.
continuing to be.
I mean, I'll tell you, I don't hear thick tongue slurred speech here. I mean, he's having a conversation. I don't see signs of intoxication. I think he's, it's hard for me to sit here and blast out to the internet that you shouldn't comply with an officer's order to get you out of the car because you personally think it's unreasonable. But I think that my personal tactic and my advice would be get out of the car, don't say a word, walk politely to the car with your hands behind your back and get arrested. I know. It's, you know, it's because I, you know, want you to get arrested or I want to get a new case or something like that. That's what you guys will say. But I think that's an actual better legal tactic, right? You're going to win that DUI because here, right now, you're not at the point of arrest. There are different standards here, right? You get out of the car and you just stand there. They have no choice but to arrest you. Now that is a higher legal standard. That is, they have probable cause to arrest you. And you can win that case at trial if that's all that they have so far. But we're not there. We're instead, and that's a high burden. And I want that as a defense attorney, I want that high burden that the prosecution must prove against you on my side. But here, we're not there yet. We're arguing about reasonability, not guilty beyond all reasonable doubt. Right? We're talking about, well, you know, was it reasonable and permissible? It's such a softer, lower standard burden. So I want that burden on my side if I'm going to win your case. Right? Does that make sense? Now, I get it. I'm not a civil attorney. I'm not talking about that here. And you guys can talk about that in the comments. But you know, and I'm not talking about a violation of civil rights here. I think that's a tough case. Here. So, but let's see where this goes. I mean, I'm not like mad at the guy for refusing to get out of the car. I think it's a really thin case, especially now that like he is interacting pretty well. I should say conversing pretty well. I don't hear him being unintelligible and confused.
Okay, sir, what's your first name?
You got my license.
Okay, I'm asking you. I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
No,
I don't understand why you're being so disrespectful.
I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna answer anything else
Good.
Okay.
at all.
Do that.
The more
you make it
you
difficult.
do this.
No.
Negative. He's refusing to get out of the vehicle right now. I have his door open, but his vehicle's not.
If you guys touch me, you guys gonna lose your job.
That is incorrect, okay?
It is correct. I know the right.
So I'm gonna tell you, okay?
I can't tell.
Yeah, listen. I'm telling you right now, sir, okay? I have, at this point, given you a lot of wiggle room, okay? Do you understand?
No.
Okay? So I'm giving you these opportunities to comply with my
Orders.
Okay? Initially, it's me being...
So that is a prong, right? Like a prong of that Pennsylvania v. Mims, right? Like it's an order. Now, Schmayer said that earlier and I missed it or it was cut or whatever, but like he would have been smart to say like, is that a order to get out of the vehicle? Just cleared that up, right? So now we're just talking about that reasonable and permissible.
And having a conversation with you, okay? Now I am ordering you.
Just give me my key.
I'm telling you right now, I am ordering you to get out of the vehicle.
Just shut up, dude. Doesn't have to say anything.
Just tell me.
Just shut up. He doesn't have to argue, and it doesn't help. That cuts against him. So if this officer, really prosecutors in court on behalf of the officer, justifying the reasonableness, right, in the criminal charge, or you know, they're looking at this from a civil aspect, the officers would be smart here to restate the basis for it. Swerving, you know, evasive, she's going to say strong odor of alcohol, just keep restating that, you know, strong odor of alcohol emanating from his breath. I could hear it when he talked to me through the window. I was a few feet away from him when he opened the door. I could get a whiff of it from within the car. You know, if those things are true, obviously, then that's what the officer should be restating. That'll establish that reasonableness and permissible. Because what's the officer's alternative? If she really believes that and you've made that case, right? What's the alternative? Let him just drive away? I mean, that's how you justify reasonableness and permissibility if you're the officer.
My ticket while you pull me over in period.
Okay.
Okay?
No,
That's
that is not it. Okay? You're not the one that's in charge here, okay?
Okay.
I need you to keep your hands where I can see them and do not move them.
So, sir, you're making this a bigger deal than it has to be. All we're asking is, we're telling you now to get out of the car. If you don't, that's going to make things worse. We pulled you over for a roadway violation. We suspect you possibly have drinking some alcohol. My partner smelled on your breath. We need to make sure you're okay to drive home. By you delaying this process, it makes it harder for you, and it makes this more complicated because we're on the side of a busy road.
And now you're obstructing an investigation, okay? You're refusing. I'm giving you...
I mean, Yes, that is obstruction if you refuse to get out of the car. But again, it depends how you're looking at this, guys. Like if you're looking at this, if you're like sort of a civil rights, bent on this, then you're not worried about that. The obstruction charge. You're like, that's bullshit. You can't obstruct an investigation. It's not legal to begin with, right? But if you're looking at this from a criminal aspect, yes, that is a misdemeanor charge here in Illinois. And, I think it's all going to come on whether or not this is reasonable. And let's see if they got to pull this dude out of the car.
Lawful order, and now you're refusing the order.
Stop
So
talking.
now
Don't answer.
the more this continues on, the more trouble you're going to be in. That's the reality of the situation. Do you understand? Okay.
Can I ask you a question? Why won't you get out just to talk to us and just to go through this process? Can you tell me that? Why are you delaying this and obstructing our lawful orders right now?
Mr. You're making the situation worse. Will you stay with me for a second? Just keep coming. I pulled this guy over first morning. He's saying he's coming from Elborn. I can smell alcohol on him. I asked him to get out of the car. He's refusing to get out of the car. That's where we're at right now. So let's go now.
Hey, sir.
Mr.
Hey, I'm gonna have you step out the vehicle, okay?
No.
Hey, so look, this is gonna go one or two ways.
No.
We've already given you verbal commands. If you get out of the vehicle, I'm gonna assist you out of the vehicle. That's how this is working.
If
You're on
you-
body
no,
camera.
no.
You're on body camera, sir.
I don't
tell.
care.
Sir, you were intoxicated.
No, I'm not.
At this point,
No.
we're giving you the choice to
No.
either get out of the car.
No,
Okay.
you don't.
No, you're
If
getting.
you guys
you are
touch
getting out
me,
of the car.
hey,
Let
no,
go.
no,
Let go.
no.
Let go.
If you guys touch
Let
me,
go.
you guys gonna get in trouble.
See, I'm
Hey,
proceeding
hey,
to-
my lawyer is coming.
We're trying to get him
Hey,
out of the
no. My lawyer
Let-
is coming.
Let go
I
of the
don't
seatbelt.
care.
Let go of the seatbelt.
No.
Sir, exit the vehicle.
Hey, wait.
Stop
Let
resisting.
me get my phone.
Okay.
Okay,
Get
well,
out of the car.
Hey, what is your problem?
we'll let you get out, sir.
Why?
He's just refusing to get out of the car.
I didn't do nothing. Just give me the
Get
ticket for
out
whatever
of
I
the
did.
car.
Just give me the ticket for whatever I did. Hey, if you guys hurt
Let
me,
go.
relax.
Let go.
No. Get
Stop
out of the car.
resisting. Get out of the car. Got him? Stop.
Now stand up, get
Stop
on your feet,
resisting.
sir. Stop with this whole thing.
Oh my
Sir,
God.
there's nothing wrong with you.
You guys hurt me.
This way.
You guys hurt me. I'm not a criminal.
Someone's rolling up on our stop.
Search him.
Stand here. Face the squad. Here, Nate. Go take care of this dude.
Switch to the other side.
You got the lawyers here now?
Jenny, you okay?
Yes. Are you okay? Do you need medical attention, sir? Do you need to see an ambulance? Okay.
People hurt me.
Okay.
Let's take a
Refused medical. Again, this comes down to what's your angle here. Are you looking civil lawsuit or are you looking criminal defense? And you're going to interpret this video differently. If he's looking civil lawsuit, well, he just said he doesn't need medical attention, right? And then so it's, a question. So he's not injured, right? So questions about, were his rights violated? Comes down to Pennsylvania v. Mims. You can argue that either way you want. I am talking about on the criminal side. I think he made this worse because I know as a DUI attorney, our office has done thousands of DUIs in Illinois. It's a win. He's going to win that case, right? If he had gotten out of that car, gotten arrested for DUI, and that's it. There's nothing else then. It's just DUI. No field sobriety tests, no admissions, no alcohol in the car, no blood, breath, or urine tests back at the station. He's going to win that DUI. He didn't appear intoxicated for like a minute. We're like, yeah, does he, how does he sound, right? Is it an accident or is this not his accident? That was it. That, and then the officers, strong odor of alcohol, which we don't see on video. And, is not enough to, the guy's over 21 years old. You're allowed to have a drink and drive. You're not allowed to be intoxicated or over the limit and drive. So you're going to win that DUI. And so that's the angle with which I'm going from this. Like, you had a winnable case, dude. It's right there. You're done. It's a shitty night, but you know what? You get released in an hour or two. Yes, it's going to cost you some money. You probably need a lawyer. I get it. You know, they're going to impound your car. You're not getting to your destination on time tonight, but you won your case. Now, from a purely criminal perspective, still think he's going to win his DUI, but now he's got a couple other charges as well, right? So that's the angle I'm looking at it. I respect the you know, his civil rights were violated angle. I really do. You know, I'm a criminal defense attorney. I don't want people's civil rights violated. It's just a harder analysis for me, whereas the rest, you know, if you sort of already have your bias, which many people do, in terms of how much they like or dislike cops, I'm looking at this from the criminal perspective.
He's good. We'll be right with you, sir.
This is his. Stop. Stop it. Sit in the car.
Step in the back.
Sit in the car. Ben, sit in the car.
Take his seat. Sit down. Sit down. Okay.
Sit down now.
Sit down. Bring your feet in.
You're gonna lose your job.
I know.
Sit down.
Yeah, you're right. Why'd you take your seatbelt off? Can we get him seatbelted?
Here, you reach on this side. Let me pull it around the front. So we're gonna put you in your seatbelt, okay? Did I double lock these? I did.
Yeah, that hurts me.
Okay, well,
Okay,
I'm
we're
trying
just
to
gonna fix
it.
them.
Oh, that's
That's what happens when you start fighting with the police.
No.
Yes, that is.
No.
That's literally exactly what happens.
No.
There we go. When you actively resist arrest, that's what happens.
We gotta make sure we're all safe.
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, well, that's why we have it all on body camera, so that's fine.
And that's where
I don't care.
Okay, good.
that's where trial comes in. Thanks.
All right.
Evaristo was charged with DUI, resisting and obstructing, and illegal transportation or possession of alcohol.
All right. I mean, the resisting, I know that county. I know where that occurred. They are, generally speaking, pretty pro-police. Doesn't mean you can't win a DUI there or whatever, right? But I know you think of Illinois as being super liberal. No, just Chicago. The rest is not. And where this happened is, you know, yeah, I think he could get rung up for the obstructing, resisting. The DUI is still pretty light. Obviously, he didn't give him much evidence there. But now we learn at the end there's alcohol too. So that does, you know, that's a traffic ticket, just having open alcohol. But obviously, it lends itself to, you know, evidence of DUI. So there's my assessment. In summary, I would say that the guy did. Everyone's getting C's in my book here. Should the officers have, could they have let him go? Yeah, I would like to see that. Like, I don't think they had enough for DUIs. I want them to send him down the road because I don't know if there's enough there, right? And that's what they should do. But at the same time, if they sat there and they believed he's under the influence and they did, if they smell alcohol or they see open alcohol and they've got enough, it's reasonable and permissible. They got to get him out of the car. Like that's what our law enforcement does, guys. If they've got enough and they believe they have enough, they need to get him out of the car and assess it and see if they're going to make that DUI arrest. So the reason the officers don't get an A is because I don't think they had enough really, and they in theory should have let him go. At the same time, it's the way it's going to go, guys. Like, you know, officers, we need our officers to make that judgment call. That's the judgment call that they made. For this guy, again, I love that he didn't make any admissions. He didn't let him search the car. I even like that he didn't get out of the car like, oh, yeah, sure, what do you need? Let's go do all these tests, right? Like, I kept saying I know my rights, and to some degree, he did, more than most. But at the same time, I personally believe he had an absolutely winnable DUI charge, Now he has probably still a winnable DUI charge, but a much less defensible, resisting charge based on the obstruction. Because again, now in court, you're talking about that reasonableness and permissible. You're talking about Pennsylvania v. Mims, and did the officers have a reasonable and permissible reason to get him out of the car? That's what you're talking about at trial. Because then when he refused, that's what led to the obstruction, which led to the resisting, right? That is what you're talking about. A low burden down here about reasonable and permissible. Whereas on the DUI, you were talking about a burden that he's guilty beyond all reasonable doubt that he's driving under the influence. And that one you're going to win. This one you got a harder time. All right, guys. I mean, you heard me say it 10 times. This was purely a criminal case in the beginning. Then when he refuses to get out of the car and he's sort of being ordered out, or was he really ordered out, right? That then becomes, you start looking at this from a bit of a civil perspective, right? A civil rights violation, which we love to talk about, and you guys certainly love to talk about, but that's not my angle on this, right? I tried as much as I could to keep this on the criminal defense side of it, and so that, take my reaction with a grain of salt. But as a criminal defense attorney, I think there was probably an easier way out of this. Do I blame the guy? Tough to know. Tough to know that you're going to win your DUI case and see it from my eyes. But I think he had it in the bag there and kind of fumbled it a little bit from a criminal defense perspective. So I hope you found this analysis interesting. We did a little different, and thanks for watching.